Welcome back, fellow metalheads, in another edition of Furious Metal Friday. Are you guys ready for Total Deathcore Part 2? All right, let's go. Let's talk about Arbitrator and their album Nephilim. 6 tracks, 24 minutes, released January 19th, 2024. They're a symphonic blackened deathcore band from Middletown, Connecticut. Nephilim, the title of their album, actually means the fallen ones or mysterious beings. It's Hebrew, I believe. First track, Humanicide, sets the ominous tone for this album. We got big pounding orchestral drums, haunting choir, organ and strings, followed by devastating, brutal vocal delivery that never seems to let up on this album. There's some really nice time changes here with chugging guitars that do give it a nice pace. There's a constant atmosphere that really complements the onslaught of the brutality that this album delivers. The drums are a standout here too, with lots of blast beats, nice fills to keep things interesting. Very consistent songwriting as well, without every song ever sounding the same. There's an instrumental marked for death with some creepy spoken words by none other than Pinhead himself that just adds to the evil that this album has. The vocal delivery is very dynamic on this album too. Got higher pitched shrieks, balanced with brutal gutturals. The overall experience of this album is just punishing. Great blend of underlying symphonic elements mixed with blast beats, shredding guitar. If you're a fan of like Solar Eruption, Brand of Sacrifice, Lorna Shore, you need to check this out. Give it a listen. Next up, we have Firekeeper with their self-titled album Firekeeper, released the 29th of January, 10 tracks, 35 minutes. This is an atmospheric, brutal, technical deathcore band from Florida/Germany. It's a duo with the instrumentals from Ian O'Neill and the vocals from Fabian Niga, which makes this album even more amazing considering there's just 2 people. The lyrics are based on the first Dark Souls video game that reference real-life problems such as depression, addiction, sexuality, abuse of power, but also self-improvement. The first thing I want to say is this is one of the most disgustingly heavy deathcore albums that I've heard in a long time, and it wastes no time with the punishing brutality. The constant blast beats just beat you into submission. With all of that, though, there is atmosphere to the songs that not only give it depth, but keep it interesting. Great start and stop moments, along with demonic vocal deliveries that gives this thing an ominous experience. The musicianship on here is top-notch as well. Mix of pummeling drums, crushing riffs, along with some pretty sick solos that really complete this raging emotional experience. This album specifically needs to be listened to front to back as a complete piece of work. The haunting, nonstop atmosphere, along with brutality, the vocal delivery that just tears your soul apart. It really takes you on a deathcore journey that sets this album apart from any other in this genre this year. Give it a listen. All right, last but definitely not least, we have Product of Neglect with their album Synthetic Freedom. They are a brutal deathcore horror theme based band out of Australia. 9 tracks, 35 minutes, released the 2nd of February. And the beginning of this brutal album just sounds like a horror movie right out of the gate. This album is menacing, crushing, chugging guitars, killer double bass, and a vocal delivery that sounds like it's just straight out of hell. Spoken words from movies like Saw, Silence of the Lambs, and Hellraiser just flow perfectly with the pure veracity this album delivers. This one actually scared me the first time I listened to it because it's exactly that, fucking scary. Despite that punishing aggression that this album has, there is a nice groove with punk-inspired D beats at times as well. I like that these guys didn't just jump on the symphonic deathcore wagon that everybody's trying to do right now. This is a great blend of old school deathcore with some modern twists and turns. Taste our pleasures. The vocal style is unique as well, with a blend of high pitched shrieks but menacing gutturals. And I do mean menacing gutturals. There's a really cool underlying atmosphere that complements the sheer brutality of this scary monster of an album. This isn't for the average listener. But if you're a deathcore fan and you want something a bit different, beat down at times with some nice mid paced chugs that hold it all together before it just scares the hell out of you again, truly, this is a horror movie put to music that will just give you chills. Give it a listen. All right, there we have it. Another edition of Furious Metal Friday, Total Deathcore Part 2. Really hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun doing it. I highly recommend these three bands. All of them have a unique sound in a genre that's really hard to do. Listen to all three of these. I'll put the links below as usual. Please comment, like and subscribe. Let's get a conversation going. Let me know what you guys think of these. Have a great Friday.